Hello, scientists. My name is Mr. Frills, and I am the principal at KIPP Academy here in St. Louis. Welcome to Room 9, our region's largest classroom. Today, I'm going to be teaching second graders, but all learners of any age is welcome if you're here to learn about science. Let's see what we can figure out today. Today's focus is going to be learning about living things and where they live. There are many different kinds of living things in any area, and they exist in different places on land and in water. Today we'll spend a lot of time talking about the stuff on land because Mr. Frills can't really get into the water. Today's phenomenon, I really want you to listen closely to this. What lives around your house? In past lessons, we've learned about basic needs of life, of what things that are living need, like water and sunlight and food, etc. But let's think about what are the things that live around our school or your house. And let's try to make a little list. And we can draw some pictures. I'm going to take some time to draw my pictures of what I think lives around our school. And you should do the same. All you need is a pencil and paper. When you use it, you should be able to label what your picture is so that we know. And I'll do the same. So let's start with my first drawing. My first, and it's only because I just saw this and I want everybody to see it as well. My first is this little insect, and it has 8 legs. Anybody know what that is? It probably could look a little better. Let's see if I can make it look a little better. It's a spider, if you wonder. A spider. I'll label it Spider. The other thing that I recently saw was, and this is really hard for Mr. Frills to draw, but let's see. The next thing I saw earlier today was a see. It's really bad drawing, but I think you'll get it. Bird. A bird. I saw a bird this morning in our school playground. We're going to go out in a second to see the playground, so be ready. The next thing I saw, and I see these all the time, and they are very fast, and they do very wild jumps. The other thing I saw was those are teeth at the front, little eye, little nose. A squirrel. Now this is Mr. Frills' squirrel, but I just want to make the tail a little more bushy so you can tell that it's a squirrel a little bit. Squirrel. Now squirrel's a tricky word to spell, but Squirrel. I'm sure you knew that. What other things have you seen? All the things that Mr. Frills has drawn is insect. We saw animals. Are there other living things around your house? There's other types of living things around our school. There's one thing that I haven't listed here, and those are plants. We have so many plants in our playground. We have big trees that look like this. Tree. We also have plants that aren't trees, and they're smaller. They look like this. They're in a box, and they grow out of here. They have leaves, and leaves, and leaves. I'm going to show them to you later. So there's so many things. You may have drawn all the things around your house, like grass or squirrels or moss or trees or birds or flies or even spiders. The list goes on and on of all the living things that could be outside your house or around your house. But now I want to take a moment to think. What could we see if we went outside and actually saw the things that were happening? Because scientists do this all the time. Scientists go and they look and observe. So let me ask this question. How can we see what actually lives around our school? How would scientists go about it? How do you think? What would they do? Would they just go around and try to watch it on TV? No. Would they try to read about it in a book? Maybe. But what scientists do is they go and see. So what we're going to do today is go and see. So follow me as we go to the backyard, to our the back of our school at our playground. Can't wait to show you. Let's see. All right. We're heading out to the playground. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Going out to the playground is always just so fun. I know you probably like going to the playground, going to recess and outside having fun. This is our playground. As you can see, it is outside with you already see so many living things out here. As we spend time looking for the things that are living, I want you to know what I'm doing as a scientist. So as a scientist, I have my note catcher with me, and I've listed all the things that I think I might see. I might see trees, I might see bushes, flowers and grass. I might see squirrels, birds and insects and other signs of living things. And I'm gonna be keeping notes of all the things that I see, because what scientists do is we look for those things we observe, and then we keep track of what we found and what we saw. So let's see what we saw. Oh, there's a spider web on my hand, so I already know that there's a spider somewhere nearby. I'm not scared. Are you scared? I'm not scared either. Okay, let's see what we find. I already see so many trees that I want to just make sure that I count them. And I know that they're not the same because I can tell by the leaves that they have. So this one has like little pine needles. This one has actual leaves. They're so tall. Another one back there has different leaves also. We have different leaves here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one tree there. I already count 4 trees, 5, 6. Wow, I count 6 trees. So I'm gonna mark that down for myself on my notepad here so that I know how many trees I had. How many trees I saw. Let me write it in my notebook here. I'm gonna tally it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Let's see, do I see any bushes out here? Because that's next on my list. Any bushes? I don't see any bushes. I thought I would see some, but there aren't any. So we don't need those. I didn't see any bushes, unfortunately. But what I do see here is a feather. And a feather would tell me that there may be some birds nearby. And I don't see any birds just yet. They're usually out here. I don't see any birds just yet. Oh, we're gonna let that truck go by. Everybody say, hi, truck. It's pretty loud. So if we go down here and I see where it says other signs of animals, I'm gonna put feather because I saw a feather here. I also saw some others. I mean, sure, there'll be other signs of life as well. What's over here? Oh, this is our old garden. Oh, wow, there's a lot of feathers here. I don't know if you can see them. A lot of feathers. Look at these. Look, there's a bird nearby. It has to be. Must be a nest nearby. Let's see. But here is our garden. Now, the garden is pretty old because we're all staying home being safe. However, we can put this here. I can put on my notes here. I don't see any flowers yet, but I know that they would be here. So I'm gonna put 0 flowers. But there's lots of grass. And I'm just gonna draw a little picture of grass because I don't need to count the grass, but I do need to make sure that I keep track that I saw it. And I just wanna keep in mind what it looks like. So we just had the grass mowed which is nice. So it really isn't that high. I'm just gonna draw a little line. I'm gonna draw my little grass here. And in the grass, you can see so many things, like a tree. Perfect. My little tree, but my focus is the grass. There we go. The grass is there. Let's see what else can we see out here that is alive. We've got a lot of plants. We've got evidence of animals. Oh, I forgot. I ran into the spider web, and that should be evidence and signs of other animals. So let's put it here. Let's put it back on our list. Mr. Frills is gonna take a little seat, put it on our list here, just so we can see it. Other signs of animals. I'm gonna put spider. Oh, I'm gonna put spider web. So we had a feather. We got a spider web. That hit my hand earlier. Let's see. There's usually a bunch of insects over here. Let's see if we can find some on the ground here. Oh, yep, I see them. So can you see the little ants as they run around? There's a bunch here. These guys. So for my section that says insects, right here, I'm gonna put ants. Because ants are part of the insect family. Wow, look at them. They are on a mission. I don't know what they're doing exactly, but they are doing something, and they're all working together to get it done. There's a bunch here. Wow. Okay, let's see what else we can find. We already counted this tree. I wanted to see if there was a nest anywhere, because nests are also signs of other animals. I don't see any nest in here. Let's go look at our other trees to see if there's some nests that we can find there. This tree is massive. I don't see any nest in there either. Are all the birds hiding from us today? I know they're here because they had so many feathers on the ground, but we can keep looking for them. Because sometimes as scientists, we don't find exactly what we're looking for, but we also don't just quit looking for the things we're looking for. Let's see. What else can we find here? Wow. Let's see. Oh, I think I see a little squirrel over here in the tree. I don't know where he went, but he's just jumping in there somewhere. I know you didn't get to see the squirrel, but I'm gonna mark the squirrel down on my observation notes because I want to make sure that I get it. I don't know if you've ever seen a squirrel do some crazy jumps, but when I'm in my office at the school, I can look out my window and the squirrels are always doing some crazy stunts outside my window. I'm gonna take a seat and write down squirrels. And I saw this squirrel in a tree, so I'm gonna draw this squirrel in the tree. Just a little tree. And the squirrel was over. Let's draw the squirrel climbing up the tree here. Little tail, little feet. And that's the best squirrel that Mr. Frills can draw. Perfect, squirrel. I'm just gonna put a little tally mark one tally mark for the squirrel because I only saw one squirrel so far. I'm sure there are many others. Let's see. This is all in the back of our playground. Let's see if we go to the front and look at the trees up there and the area up there to see if there are other living things that we can find. Let's do it. You can go out this way as we go to the front of the school. What else will we see as we go? Oh wow, there's so many plants out here. These are different than the ones we saw in the back. So we hadn't seen the plants yet. So I'm just gonna draw, oh, there's a different type of plant there. I already see 3 different types of plants, maybe even 4. So I'm gonna tally on my clipboard here, on my iPad, the plants. Just gonna add a little section. We didn't see any bushes. We could also just note that. May be hard to see. Let me see if I can get a place where it may be a little easier to see. Got bushes, perfect. Let's add plants. P-L-A-N-T-S, plants. I'm just gonna add a little tally mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I saw 4 different plants and they're all right here. A lot of them look the same, but they're different. Oh, this is another, but I think this guy right here is a weed. We may have to take care of that one later. Oh my goodness, bushes. We found the bushes. There are so many bushes. I don't think it makes sense to me to count them. I think it makes sense for me to draw them. So I'm gonna get it back on my iPad to keep track of my notes. And I can erase my 0. I can erase my 0. When I erase my 0, I can start drawing my bushes. Oh, Mr. Frills messed that one up. Let's try again. Bushes here. And bushes have stems and they go to the dirt. I'm just gonna draw little lines here just so we know the bushes are there. While I draw the lines, you can see the little ant. Living things are everywhere, guys. Everywhere. Everywhere where they can survive. Let me just color it in here a little bit. Actually, let's get rid of that. Let's help make it a little better. I hope that's green. Mr. Frills struggles with his colors. I'm gonna color the bush in. Perfect. And we are good to go. Let's see what else we can find outside here. Oh wow, I think the season must be changing because these leaves are falling off this tree. This tree, believe it or not, is a tree that grows cherries. And Mr. Frills at times would pick them off and give them to little squirrels, but they're not growing anything now. More bushes. Oh my goodness, so many bushes. Let's see what else. I see more grass. That's perfect. Let's see. What else can we see? There's so many living things around our school. Wow, these are different. Ms. Rose doesn't know what these plants are, but I know that these are different plants. So I'm going to add that to my list for plants. And I get 5 there. And there may be more than 5 at this point, but I'm only keeping track of the ones I can remember. Let's see what else we see that is living here. This is that cherry tree I was telling you about. The cherry tree, you can stand right here on that in the front of our school and just pick the cherries right off. But they are not here now, which means that it's probably about to be the fall and that the season is changing because the tree no longer has the fruit and leaves on it. Let's see what else we can see. There's so much out here. Different plants down there. That's not grass, that looks like a specific plant that's growing. I can add that. Oh wow, what's on this tree? I don't know exactly what this is, but it looks like it's going to be, or has, or was, some type of fruit that grows. And I'm sure the animals, especially the squirrels, love it. I'm going to put another plant here, because that's what we see down there. And then for the trees, I'm just gonna add another tree here. And this one's kind of special because it has fruit on it. Wow. Let's see. What else can we see out here? I don't see any other things, but I'm gonna keep looking to see. That's Mr. Frills' office right there. And there are times when the squirrels are on these trees and they are always just doing the crazy things. But that's what squirrels do. They're silly like that. But yes, let's see. Wow, there's so many of those little things on the tree. I never knew. But now I know. They're everywhere. Perfect. I think we've seen so much. We've seen trees and bushes and flowers and grass and squirrels and insects and other signs of animals. I think it's time to go back to our space to see what we can write down and capture and learn more about what it is that we saw. Let's get back inside and check it out. Whew, that was a lot of fun. We were outside, able to see so many things, so many living things. We saw, let me look back at my notes. We saw trees, bushes, grass, squirrels. We saw insects like ants, and we felt their spider webs. We felt that there were spider webs. We saw other signs of life like feathers. And we saw so many plants. There's so many things that were living just outside our school. What did you see in your backyard? Sometimes scientists don't see the things that they expect to see, and that's okay because we observe and we learn what it is that is there. I wanted to think about it for a second. What is a habitat? Do we know what a habitat is? If you don't, that's completely fine, because I can tell you. A habitat is a place where animals and where living things live. A habitat can be on land, it can be in water. How would you describe the habitat around your house? It's definitely land. You're right about that. It wasn't water, because there's so much land around us, and our houses have to be on land. But there's some other examples of land habitats like gardens and forests, playgrounds, our parking lot, grassy areas. What about water habitats? What comes to mind for you? Can you think of water habitats with things that live in water? Like ponds, streams, oceans, lakes, etc. So many of those in the sea. You can think of so many water habitats that exist. So I want you to know that animals live where they can live to survive. And when they live there, those are their habitats. Did you see butterflies in your backyards? Butterflies are so important to the earth, and they help plants grow. We'll learn more about that in future lessons. But let's learn about butterflies today to see how they add biodiversity to our earth. Now, if you're wondering, what's biodiversity? Let me tell you. The word biodiversity is made up of two words. The first is bio, meaning living, and the second is diversity, meaning different. Biodiversity, living different. Biodiversity tells us that there's a variety of life in the world. There are things like the things we saw today. Squirrels and flowers and birds and insects and other things that were living. And they all live in our playground. And that's a sign of biodiversity, where there's so many forms of life that live in the same places. What were some ideas that you saw in your backyard that can be examples of biodiversity? Did you see certain type of insects, certain type of animals, certain type of plants? I'm sure you did. And if you do, that's examples of biodiversity. So now let's get back to these butterflies. Butterflies help things grow, help plants grow specifically. And we're going to talk more about what that looks like in the future. But I want you to know that animals help plants grow in the same way that plants help animals grow. They all work together. So we figured out that there are many different living things in one habitat. And there are similarities and differences among those living things. We saw different types of trees, but they all were the same trees. We saw different types of animals and insects, but they're all the same. They're all insects. We saw different types of plants, and they're all the same. There are a variety of plants in one habitat and across habitats. Biodiversity exists everywhere in the world. There are different plants and animals, and they live in different places, but can be similar because of the type of life that they live. Humans can destroy habitats, like cutting down trees or tearing down nests, but they can also protect habitats. I protect habitats, and you should too, so that our plants and animals can live. Can't wait to see you all next week as we continue to learn about all the living things in our world. See you later, scientists.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.